Okay. 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 How many of you have tried this before? Maybe during your BTech. Basic knowledge. Okay. Those people who are especially from computer science, those of you who are from the background of computer science or IT, can you tell me if you have, did anything around it? Uh-huh. Images, image reading. Hmm. వెతికారు కాదా మరేంటి? ఓకే. Okay. Anything else? That's good one actually. Guys, అరే మిగతా వాటి గురించి ఏవేవో చెప్తున్నారు కదా, దీని గురించి కూడా చెప్పండి. Say something about this. What? Yes, that's there. That's from C language. We cannot use them in Java. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Listen, everyone. First of all, tell me what are files? What are files? Any time you want to store any data permanently, that is when you need files, right? Whenever you want to store something permanently, you need files. Okay? Temporarily, variables. Till now, whatever programs we have done, every single program, after execution, data lost. After execution, everything is lost. You cannot get them back. Okay? When you are using file handling, you can save the data permanently. That is the advantage of file handling. Okay? You can save the data. Not only that, you can get the data which is already saved somewhere and get them into your program. That is possible. Just imagine, guys. Just imagine this bank application. I am giving you example of bank application every time, but just bear with it. Okay? If you take bank application as an example, listen. Your bank test class, you're running your program, every single time you have to add the customers, right? Unless you add customers, you cannot do anything with it. Just imagine a situation where you run the program and the data is already there. Are you getting it? Till now, we could not write it. Why? Because till now we were not using file handling. We did not have any data stored permanently, and so we could not get that data at the time of execution time. Okay, just imagine that you're storing customer data, okay, you're running your bank application, you're adding customer data, and after every addition, okay, or let us say at the time of let us say you are having one particular option in your menu saying save data. Okay, when you choose that particular option in the menu, it takes all the bank data, that is array list of customers data, and saves it in the paper in a file, in a separate file. Okay, next time when you start your application, it goes to that particular file, takes all the data and adds it into the array list, so that you need not do the process of adding customers again and again and again and again and again for all the executions ever after. Will it be useful? Definitely useful, right? And every time you are making any changes, you will again go to the file, make the changes, read it back, and etc. Are you getting it? That is the advantage of writing file handling. Okay, that is the goal that we are trying to achieve. Okay, to store data permanently. Okay, that is the goal of file handling. Of course, file handling can also be used to create files, delete files, rename files, or create folders and folder inside folders. All of that can be done with the help of file handling, but we are not doing that. Okay, why? Because our goal is not to become a desktop application developer. Our goal is to become a web application developer, full stack developer. And in your role, full stack development role, you will not be making desktop application software. Never. You will not be making that. And so creating folders is not your job. Someone else will do that. Your job is to store data permanently. That is your job. Read data from files. That is your job. Okay. So learning how to store data into files and then read data from files, that is what you will be learning as part of file handling. Mainly focusing on that. Okay. So what can we do? First of all, file handling or files related, there is one particular package. Anyone knows what is the package? The package of file handling. Are yaar, computer science people? Anyone? How many of you are computer science IT background? Raise your hands if you are from computer science IT background. You have not studied this subject in your BTech? No. Yes. Yes. Only up to that. Java you did not have. Okay. Yes, IO files. Okay. That's the package, guys. Java.io. IO means input output. Okay. Input output. IO means input output. Java.io is the package where all the classes that are related to file handling can be found. Even one particular class we are indirectly using is also available in java.io. I mentioned that there is a class which we are using indirectly. Println method is available in that class. Print? Yes. Print stream class is also from this particular package, java.io package. Okay. Anytime you want to do any type of reading, it is in java.io package. Okay. Scanner is the only exception. It is in java.lang package. Okay. Because we use very often, it is put into the java.lang package because it is most frequently used type of a class. Okay. And even this what do you say, out is also put into the system class because we use more often. Okay, that is the reason why you can access system.out.println. You remember that concept when I told you that println method is in printstream class and then printstream class static variable is out, which is available in system class. That is why we write system.out.println. If someone asks you what is system.out.println, can you explain? No? Okay, cool. Fine. Now let us briefly learn this java.io package, mainly focusing on how to read the files, read the data from the files. Okay. I have already written some code in my program because the programs are slightly longer. Okay. So what I will do is I will tell you how it works. Okay. And then you will try depending upon the code that I have given. Okay. First of all, we are not going to try everything as if we, I mean, our goal is to try all of them. Okay. But if the time does not permit, we will see tomorrow. Okay. Our first experiment is with this particular class called FileReading class. Okay. I have provided this particular class. This is my class. Okay. This is not a java.io package class. Okay. This FileReading class contains some methods. Each method is doing small jobs. Okay. Those methods are these methods. See, if you read the methods, you will understand it is reading the file. Basically, it is reading from a file. It is also file reader. What is the difference? I will show you. This is reading numbers from a file. Okay. This is printing words in lines. Read one sentence, take out the words from that sentence and print those words separately one after the other in lines. Okay. That is done by this one. This particular method is reading a CSV. We will discuss what is a CSV file. It is a special type of a file. Okay. And then how to read from a CSV, that will also be covered. Okay. And then I also have provided a file writing class, which is again my own class, which is having methods of how to write to file. Okay. Which will have write to file character by character, as well as there is one more one which I did not write. Copy. Wait, let me enable this. Copy file contents from one file to another file. Okay, that is another method that we will be discussing. Okay, so these are the different aspects that we will be dealing with. For now, let me show you this one. Okay, this one is not I have changed the method name. So let me show you the code. Okay, this is the method name. Let me change it. Okay, so let us try to understand. Let me try to break it down so that you can easily understand. Okay, so you can see that this part is catch. So this must be happening because there is some kind of a exception. Okay, there is a try. Okay, so let me strip try and catch. Okay, I'm removing try and catch. Oh, I also removed method. Okay, so now there are only these few lines. Okay, these are the methods. Okay, let us try to understand. This one is called FileInputStream. Okay, FileInputStream is the class which is available in your java.io package. Okay, what is that FileInputStream? This is a type of a class which will connect to the file. Okay, it will connect to the file. And what is a file? You can just create one file. Let us say I will create one particular file. Let me go to my desktop. I'm going to my desktop, and in the desktop I am saying right click new, and I'm choosing this option called text document. Okay, and then I'm giving the name called, let us say, my notepad file.txt. Okay, that is the name that I have given to this file. When I open it, okay, it is ending with a format. It is ending with an extension called .txt. Okay, .txt files are those type of files which can be opened by Notepad application. Okay. So by default, all operating systems have the concept of files and their file extensions. File extensions tell which applications can open it. Okay, like in this particular example, Eclipse, there is a shortcut. Okay, this is a shortcut. It can be opened by that Eclipse software. Okay, or let us say, let me try something else. These are Java files. Okay, and they are ending with .java. They can be opened by any editor files or Eclipse. Okay, any editor. It can be Notepad, it can be anything else, any editors. Okay, any editor can open it. Okay, something like that. So extension of the file defines what type of application, what type of software can open it. Okay, now this file, when I try to open it, see, it is opening by a Notepad application. Okay, and whatever data I type here, let us say, and I am clicking save, it will be saved. Next time when I open this file, it will have the same data that was already saved earlier. Okay, that is the behavior of files in general. Okay, so now I'm going back to my Eclipse. Okay, so the idea is this file input stream object connects your Java program and the file. Imagine input stream as a pipe. Imagine it as a pipe. Let me draw things out for you. Okay, imagine that you have your Java program. Okay, let us say there is some method. This is your Java program. Okay, and let us say there is a file, there is a separate file. Okay, let us call this particular file as input.txt. Okay, txt, why I am using .txt? Because it is a text document. Okay, it is a text document in the sense it can only have text. That's it. You cannot put images, you cannot put video, audio, nothing at all. It only includes text. Okay, currently we are dealing with text only. We will see images and etc. in advanced modules. For now, core Java, we will be dealing with text only. Okay, so this text document will contain text only, and we are going to read data from this particular text into our program. Okay, when inside our method we are writing something called FileInputStream object. If I am trying to create this FileInputStream object, then what happens actually is it will create a pipe between these two things. Okay, it will create a pipe. There is a connection established between our program and the file. Okay, as soon as the pipe or the connection is established, then on this FileInputStream object, if you call the method, it will be able to read the data from the file. Are you getting it? Okay, this is a dedicated connection. It is a dedicated connection. Any data that is available here, that will flow through this connection and come to our program. Okay, understood? Imagine that tank and kitchen tap, and there is a pipe between. If there is no pipe between, that water can never come here. Because there is a pipe, you open the tap, the water comes. Same idea. Okay, there is data available here and there is a connection established. This data will flow to program. Okay, through a method call, and that is what we are going to see. Okay, so in this program we are saying we are trying to connect our file. What is this file? For now I will give the name. Let us say I am giving the name as input.txt. Okay, I am giving this name. Now see, FileInputStream constructor, this is a FileInputStream constructor. This takes a string parameter. Okay, in that string parameter you just have to mention the location of the file and the file name. Location means the path. Path means where it is located in your computer. C drive, D drive, E drive, which folder, etc. etc. For now we are assuming that this particular file is located in our project. Okay, that is our assumption. It is available in our project. I will show you how to create a file in the project. Okay, now we are assuming that this file is available in the project. You are saying supplying that particular file as a string value to the file input stream constructor, and that pipe will be established. Once the pipe is established, all you have to do is read the data, and that is what we are doing with the help of this read method. That's it. Okay, so first of all, let us write this part. So create your class called file reading, and in your file reading class provide this method called read file byte by byte. And for now we will not give anything. We'll write like this. File input stream is the class name, right? What is the exception? File not found. You remember exceptions. Whenever you see unhandled exception, what do you have to do? Unhandled exception, what you have to do? Come on, guys. Try catch, right? You have to handle it. Okay, you have to provide try catch. So let us provide try catch. Try catch, and we have to provide that exception which is occurring. In this case, which exception it is? File not found exception. Okay, file not found exception. Can you guess why it is saying file not found exception? No, that is not the problem. Import, ignore everything. Okay, I will just import these things. Okay, now clear? Why it is file not found exception? It is not just about file is there or not. Okay, first of all, we are giving the file name in the form of double quotes. It is a string value. Okay, and just by we are giving the value in the string format, there is a possibility that we may make a mistake and that file may be not available. Okay, and so when exception occurs, unhandled exception means it is a checked exception. Compiler is detecting it. Why compiler detects it? Whenever there is a possibility of an exception, compiler detects it, right? That is the checked exception. Okay, so here it is telling there is a possibility of file being not found. Okay, there is a possibility of file being not found, and so it is giving the exception. So that is the exact message we will print in our catch block as well. Okay, so in the catch block we will write the file input.txt is not found. Okay, this message we will add. Okay, now okay, now what we have to do, first of all, we have to create this file so that it does not give this exception. But first we will check it. First we will check whether it is giving the exception and whether it is printing the message that we have provided. What is the message that we have provided? The file input.txt is not found, right? So we will do that. So run your program, it will give that exception, just accept, just check whether it is giving that exception or not. Okay. Yes. Okay. So first of all, we have to create this file. Otherwise, we will get the exception, right? So first of all, let me run this program and show you. Oh, I don't have main method, right? Sorry, this is there. File IO, this one. See, what is happening here? It is also giving the exception. Can you guess? Is it giving file not found exception?
No, we are again keeping text.
Very good. Very good guess. In file reading, this particular method is not supplied with any parameter. So we just have to remove it. Very good. Now I am running it. Okay. See, it is printing file input file is not found. Very good. Okay. Now going there, let us create our file. Okay. To create our file, we just have to right click on our project, go to new, and there is an option available called untitled text file. Okay. Click that untitled text file. Okay. And we are going to add some text to it. Let us say this is a text file. Okay. I am typing this is a text file. Now because this is an untitled text file, you have to save it, otherwise it will not be saved. Okay. Once you have typed a text, Control S, it will ask you to save. Okay. We are choosing our project name. Okay. We are choosing our project name and then let us change it to input.txt. Okay. Click OK. And I want you to observe that it is here input.txt, which is outside of all packages. It is outside of all packages. Okay. Now this file is saved. I'm going back to my file IO demo. This is my file IO demo class, which is having main method, in which I am creating this object of file reading and I am calling that particular method. That's it. Okay. I'm going to run this once again. Okay. You see, this time there is no console, there is no output shown. Why? Because we have created the file and there was no exception. Because there was no exception, this part did not execute at all, and because there are no other output print statements, nothing is happening. Clear? If there is no output, it means your program is working. File create chesava? File లేనప్పుడు ఈ ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది కదా. ఓకే, అప్పుడు ఏంటి, ఫైల్ నాట్ ఫౌండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ అయ్యింది కాబట్టి క్యాచ్ చేసేసి ఆ అవుట్పుట్ని ప్రింట్ చేసింది కదా. ఇప్పుడు ఫైల్ ఉంది కదా, ఉందంటే క్యాచ్లోకి వెళ్ళదు కదా, అండ్ ఇంకెక్కడా కూడా ప్రింట్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ లేవు కదా, సో ఏం అవ్వట్లేదు, అవుట్పుట్లో ఏం లేదు, అంతే. ఓకేనా? Now let us do one thing, guys. I want you people to focus. We are writing a simple print statement. Okay, in this print statement I am writing FIS. In this print statement I am writing FIS dot, there is a method available called read. Okay, I want you to observe this method, what it returns. What is the return type of this read method? What is the return type of this method? Int. Int is the return type. Okay, FileInputStream is the class in which method is there. But what is the return type? Return type is int. Okay, I am calling that read method. Okay, now I want you to also observe that it is giving an error. But before that, we will read what this method does. Okay, what this read method does, let us go to documentation for that purpose. Okay, there is this method available. Let Where is this class? File input stream. Where is file input stream? Search for file input stream Java 8 documentation. In file input stream, read method reads a byte of data from this input stream. Whatever is the current input stream, from that input stream, it will read a byte of data. It will read 1 byte of data. Okay? It will just read 1 byte of data. And it returns what? It returns integer. Okay? Now I'm going back to my program. Okay? It is definitely going to read something, but it is also showing an error. What is that error? See it in your respective systems. What is the error?
Unhandled exception type.
What is the exception type? IO exception, right? That is the exception. Let me show you once again. Unhandled exception type, IO exception. Because IO exception is another exception. Whenever you are having two exceptions, how to write it? If there are two exceptions from the same code, how to write it? Another catch block, right? So let us write another catch block. Another catch, and this time it is IO exception. Okay, and here we are going to write a print statement saying what was happening. Read method of FIS failed. Okay, read method could not read. What are the situations when this read method could not read? Okay, do you know that files can be of different modes? Okay, what are the modes? File can be in a read only mode, read write mode, write only mode. Do you know? Okay, some of you who have used computers for a very long time, you would know, or those people who hide files, they may know. Okay, okay, so there is this. Let me show you. Suppose that particular this file, I am going to the properties of this file. Going to the properties of this file. See, in this file there is this option called read only hidden. If you make it hidden, it will be hidden from the outer world. You can just enable it and you will be able to see it. But if you make it read only, then what will happen? This particular file will not allow you to write anything to it. Okay, it can only read. Okay, that is the idea. That means if your input.txt file is not a read only, that means it is a write only, then you cannot read data from it. Okay, in such cases read method will fail. Okay, so whatever the case, those are the situations. Now it is reading something from the file, connected file, and going to print something. Let us check what is the output. I'm running it. I want you people to check the number. Check 84. What is 84? It is an integer. That's great. But what is this input file? Input file is holding this value, right? It is having text. Why is it printing 84? What is 84 with respect to this file? Page number. ఇదేమన్నా టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ పేజ్ నంబర్ రాపడానికి? Yes, input.txt is a text file. It is having only text content. Why is it printing 84? What is 84 here? Is it the length of the text or what? Definitely not. You can see that there are no 84 characters here. Then what 84 is? What is 84? What is 84? What is 84? Yeah, it is written type int. So what? What is 84? What is 84? What is 84? Guys, think. Array, this is something that we have just yesterday discussed most probably. Byte value. Which byte value? Whose byte value? File byte value. That text file size. It is a text file, so. Guys, don't forget that read method reads from the file. It cannot read outside of the file. It is reading from the file definitely. And it is reading 1 byte as we have read the documentation. Read method reads byte by byte. No, it is definitely not 84 characters. Okay, let us do one thing. I will help you. What I am going to do is, I hope you will be able to guess. I am, whatever value it is returning integer. Okay, I am casting it to character type. Okay, this is the read method. Whatever it is returning, that returned value I am casting to character. Okay, and I am going to show you the output. At least now guess the correct point. Okay. So what is 84? ASCII value of T, right? Okay. Now, that is why just yesterday we discussed about ASCII values, right? Okay. So now, one thing is clear that read method is reading the first character and returning the ASCII value of that character. Okay, that is cool. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to repeat it multiple times. Okay, how many times I am repeating, what files I have? This is, okay, this is 4 characters, 5, 6, 7 times. Let us say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, can you guess what will be the output? This is space. This space is space. This space is space. This space is, that's it. Okay, let us test it. Oh no, wait, I clicked something else. This is the one that we got. Coverage, let's close it. Okay, we are getting it line by line. Can you guess what is going wrong? Arey, how to remove this? Okay. Aha, what an idea. Super. Eclipse developer hai. Okay. So it is printing those characters line by line. How to print them back to single line? That's it. We are using println here. We just have to provide print. Okay. Now when I run this, okay, this is printing this much, and it is not printing any extra spaces here. That is the last character. Is the last character. S is the last character. Okay. Now one thing is clear, that read method is reading the character, returning the ASCII of that character, and then it is going to the next character. Are you getting it? Read method is starting at the first character, reading that character, sending the ASCII of that character, and then moving to the next character, ready to read the next character. That is the job of the read method. Clear? Okay. Now, how many read methods we have to call so that it prints the whole file? Difficult, right? Just imagine. For loop. But when will you stop? When will you stop the loop? What is the condition for the loop? For each. For each. What will be the data type of the for each? And what is the array or collection here? On the right hand side, you can use only array or collection, right? What length? Whose length? Text length. How it is reading character by character. How would you know how many characters are there? Convert it to? Okay. Leave it. You don't know, so let me help you. I'm deleting everything. I'm deleting everything. It is totally empty right now. I'm saving this file. Okay. I'm deleting everything. File is empty. I'm saving this file. I'm going to file read. Of course, none of them will work. So I'm hiding everything. I'm only providing one read method. Okay. And now I will also remove this character casting so that you can see what is the result here. Okay. File is empty. Okay. File is empty. And I am printing this. Let us see what is the result. Okay. Now one more experiment, one small experiment. I'm going to the input file. I'm adding Java 4 characters. Okay. And then I'm going here and I am enabling this character part, and also I am okay. The first 4 characters are characters, and here will it give -1? Let us check it. Okay, so -1 represents last character of the file or end of file. Okay, -1 represents end of file when you are using FileInputStream's read method. Okay, so read method, as soon as it reaches the end of the file, it returns -1. Okay, till then it will return the ASCII values. As soon as it reaches the end of the file, it returns -1. Clear? Cool. Now based on this idea, we are going to write a loop. Very good guess. We need a while loop. Why while loop? Because when you don't know the number of iterations, while loop is the best choice. For loop is used when you know the number of iterations. Okay, while loop is used when you don't know the number of iterations. Here we don't know how many characters are there, but we know one thing for sure: if it has reached the end of file, there will be -1 there. Okay, that is one thing that we know for sure. So as long as there is no -1, keep repeating the loop. Is that fine? As long as there is no -1, keep repeating the loop. Okay, so what we will do is, we'll say we need a variable called let us say no, we won't use byte is a keyword. Let us say b. Okay, and I'm giving 0 for now. Oh. Okay, inside while, I'm writing brackets again, and I'm saying b is assigned with fis.read. Okay, fis.read. Okay, what is fis.read? We already know that fis.read returns an integer value, right? We know that it is returning an integer value, and so I have declared this b variable, which is an integer value, and I am assigning that returned value to b, and then I am checking whether that value is not equal to -1. Is this part clear? Is this part clear? I am checking whether that value is not equal to -1. If it is not equal to -1, keep repeating. And what it has to do? It has to print what? Why fis.read again? It is already stored, right? Print b. Directly print b. Anything else? Nothing? Sure. B of char. How do you write b of char? Char of b. Char of b. Like that. Guys, you should use the right terminology. Explicit typecasting by char. Explicit typecasting by char. Use the right terminology. If you say char of, that is what I will understand or anyone will understand. Okay. Explicit typecasting is done by brackets, and within brackets you write char, and outside that you read the variable b. Okay, now I'm going to run this. Now let me add some extra information to the input file. Java is a object oriented programming language. Okay, I'm going to file IO demo, and okay, I will do the same trick. Yes, it's working. Let's run it. Okay, see guys, in console I am seeing the same output which is there in the input file. Clear? That is this program. Understood? How many of you understood? Cool. Run, execute, check.
టూ ఆప్షన్స్ ఇస్తే కోర్ జావా F4 ఫౌండేషన్ సోర్స్ కోర్ జావా క్లిక్ చేసి అది బ్యాచ్ 46
ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేసావు ఫైల్ని?
ఇక్కడ ఈ ప్యాకేజ్
అలా కాదు, బ్యాక్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ నేమ్ పైన రైట్ క్లిక్ చేసి న్యూ అన్టైటిల్డ్ ఫైల్ టెక్స్ట్ ఫైల్, దీన్ని సేవ్ చేసేటప్పుడు కంట్రోలెస్, సరే టెక్స్ట్ ఇచ్చి కంట్రోలెస్, ప్రాజెక్ట్ నేమ్ ఏంటి కోర్ జావా సెలెక్ట్ చేసి అప్పుడు దీనికి input.txt ఎస్ then మళ్ళీ ఇలాగే delete చేసేద్దాం. ఈ ఫైల్ డైరెక్ట్గా ఓపెన్ అవ్వట్లేదు, నువ్వు పని చేసి ఎక్లిప్స్లో ఓపెన్ అవ్వట్లేదు, ఓపెన్ క్లిక్ చేసి టెక్స్ట్ సిస్టమ్ ఇలా ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది, దీనిలో సేవ్ చేసుకో. Okay, everyone got it? Everyone got the result, yes or no? Now I'm going to input.txt once again. I'm going to input.txt once again. In this file I'm going to provide multiple lines. Okay, anything else about Java, please? Tell me something about Java. Something to add into the file. Tell me something about Java. What? Java is case sensitive language. Okay, that's a good point. Anything else? Anything else? Java is platform independent language. Okay, cool, enough. Okay. Now, now, now what we have learnt is, we have learnt about how to read character by character, okay, which is byte by byte. We are going to learn how to read line by line, okay. For reading line by line, all you have to do is create one more class object, one more object. It is called, you have to create a buffered file reader, I think. Okay. You have to use this particular class called buffered file reader object. Okay, buffered file reader. Okay, you cannot use input stream. You have to use something else called file reader. Something called file reader. Okay, buffered file reader and file reader. Okay, so let us write a separate method so that you have both the code available. Write a separate method called read file line by line. Write a separate method called read file line by line. Read file line by line. Read file line by line, provide a separate method. Okay, provide this method called read file line by line. And now in this particular example, we will provide string file name as the parameter. Why? So that whoever is calling the method, they will supply the file. We need not mention the file name. Okay, provide string file name as the parameter to this method. Method name is read file line by line and the parameter is string file name. Okay, clear? In this, what we are going to do, we have to create two types of objects. We have to create two types of objects. One, the first object is file reader object. Okay, for this object, you have to give your file name as a parameter. File name as parameter. Okay, create it. File reader object. Let us give the reference variable name as fr. And in your constructor, file reader constructor, supply file name as the argument. File reader constructor, supply file name as argument. Construct file reader object and supply file name as argument. Array, see, file input stream, how did we create? File input stream, variable name equal to new file input stream constructor. We are supplying the string value. Now what I'm asking is, write file reader, variable name fr equal to new file reader, and in the constructor, supply this file name variable as the argument. That's it. You can do it, right? Can you do it, yes or no? You can do it. Okay. Have you provided the try catch? You will get something like this, right? You just have to provide the try catch. What is the exception? File not found, same exception. So provide the catch block. You can copy that statement that we have written earlier. Once you have created the file reader object, okay, then you have to create one more object. What is that? This time it is called buffered reader object. Okay, construct another object called buffered reader. Okay, for this particular buffer reader constructor, supply fr as argument. What is fr? Fr is your file reader reference variable. That file reader you have to supply as the argument of buffered reader constructor. Have you done it? See, what are we doing basically? What is this thing? See, the file reader does not behave like this. File reader does not directly connect to the, buffered reader does not directly connect to the file. Okay, what is happening here? The idea is simple, guys. Suppose that you are having your file, your Java program on the left hand side, and you are having your file on the right hand side. Okay, you want to connect it. Okay, what you are doing here is, first of all, you are connecting your file reader with the file. You are connecting your file reader with the file. Okay, but this file reader is reading it is reading character by character. Okay, this file reader is reading character by character. You want to read line by line. Okay, you want to read line by line. It is just like you are connecting a small tube to the tank, but to your washroom, to your bathroom, you want a shower, you want good amount of water, you connect a bigger pipe to it, so that the water collects, big amount of water is collected in the bigger pipe, and then bigger value of water will come out. It is the same idea. So to the file reader, you are going to connect a bigger pipe. You are connecting a bigger pipe. Okay, so this is your file reader. This is your file reader, and this is your buffered reader. Okay, buffered reader name comes from the same idea. The idea comes from buffer. Okay, have you ever heard about the term called buffer? What is buffer? Someone told buffering. Someone told buffering. What is buffering? Buffering is not loading, guys. Buffering means collecting. Buffering means creating a backup. Okay, so when your YouTube is loading, it is not showing buffering when it is loading. If you observe, when it is loading, actually the seek bar, the something where it is showing the duration and etc. The seek bar, up to some extent it will be red, but after that there will be some gray area, and then there is a black area. The gray area is the buffer, guys. The gray area is the buffer. Okay, so when it is saying buffering, okay, what it is doing is, while it is playing your video, it is loading something in the background, so that when you are continuing the play, nowhere you feel like it is hung or stuck. Okay, just imagine videos when they play like something like that. You won't like it, right? Okay, that is the reason why YouTube buffers, it collects and stores in the background, so that when it is actually played, everything is played together. That process is called buffering. This is also the same thing. What buffer reader will do, it will collect all the characters from the file reader, make a line, and then send one line at a time. Send one line at a time. Send one line at a time. Okay, all the characters together are sent at a time as a single line. That is the advantage of buffered reader. Okay, so that is the idea. Let us go back to our code. Okay, we have constructed our buffered reader object. Okay, what this buffered reader object will do, with the help of buffered reader object, we can just read line by line. Okay, let us go to buffered reader documentation to find out more. It is buffered writer. Where is buffered reader? Buffered reader Java 8. In buffered reader documentation, you will find one particular method, guys, which reads line by line. What is that method? Read line. That's it, guys. What is the return type of read line method? String is the return type of the read line method. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. Okay, we will create a string variable called line, and I am saying br dot read line. Okay, and I am going to print that variable line. Okay, okay, is this clear? Try to observe what I am writing. Okay, so what I am doing, I am reading one line, saving it in this line variable, and then I am printing that line variable. That's it. So because we are calling read line method only once, because it is reading only once, it will read only the first line and print the first line. Yes or no? Have you got the first line? Have you got the first line? Have you got first line as the output? For this, you just have to call this method, right? In your file IO demo, call your read line by line method. Okay, see, when you are calling this method, in your main method, how are we calling? We are supplying input.txt as a string file, string value. Why we are supplying? Because this method is receiving a string parameter. Okay, this method is receiving a string parameter. That parameter is supplied with input.txt file as a string value. Okay, this way we are giving a choice to the user. Okay, we are giving a choice to the user. If there are multiple files, call the method, supply the file name, and it will read from that particular file. Okay, that is the advantage. Let me show you one more example. Suppose that I am creating another file. File name is, let us say, another.txt. Okay, suppose that another.txt is another file. In this another.txt, I am providing, I am a Java trainer. Okay, another line is, this is Java, core Java. Suppose that, guys, listen. Suppose that I have created one more file called another.txt, and in this another.txt I am providing two lines. Now in file reading, read line by line method, it is receiving a file name as a parameter, right? And that file name I am supplying to connect to the file reader, then finally to the buffered reader. Okay. In file IO demo, if I supply input.txt, it will read the file from input.txt and it will print this one. Java is a OOP language. Okay. So I'm going to run this to show you. It is printing Java is a OOP language. Okay. But now in my file IO demo, I am providing another.txt. Okay. Now another .txt first line is I'm a Java trainer. Okay. Now when I am running it, it is printing this message. Your method is more user friendly because user can supply any file name and the program will work. Okay. That is the advantage of parameters, guys. Okay. If you understand the concept of methods, this is definitely easy. I'm not doing anything special here. Okay. Now going back. Now, can you guess how to put it in a loop? It is somewhat similar to the previous program we have tried. Can you guess what to write? Read line method, what it returns? It returns string. Huh? What? It might return empty string, but we can also go to documentation to read more, right? Just click on this read line method. Click on this read line method, what it is telling, what it will return. In the documentation, there is a hint. In the documentation, there is a hint. Yeah, it throws exception. We already know that. We are handling it. We are handling IO exception, right? It has a hint in the documentation. What is the hint? What is the hint? What is the hint? Slash? No, that is not the hint. What is the hint? Guys, we are discussing about how to terminate the loop, right? When to terminate the loop? When it reaches? That was there. When it reaches? End of the line. End of the line, right? End of the first line. Anything mentioned there? End of the first line will be done by read line, right? Read line method will read end of the line. But how many times read line should be used is the question. If it has read all the lines, what will it reach? End of what? End of file, right? Find something related to end of file in this method. Find something which is related to end of file. If the information is not there in the documentation, I will not ask you to read it. If the information is not there in the documentation, I will not ask you to read it. I am highlighting the documentation content which you have to read. What it returns? Null if it reaches the end of stream or end of file. Okay. As soon as it reaches the end of file, it will return null. So we have to check for what? As long as it is not null, keep reading, right? As long as it is not null, keep reading. So the hints are always there in the documentation. You just have to learn how to read them. Okay. So here what we are going to do, first of all, before while, I am declaring the string line variable and I am assigning default value as null, and then I am going to write this part inside while, inside the bracket, and I am writing if it is not equal to null, then do the printing job. As long as that variable is not equal to null, keep reading line by line. Keep reading line by line. ఇందాక డౌటింగ్ అదే చెప్పా కదా, ఓపెన్ విత్ సిస్టమ్ ఎడిటర్. సిస్టమ్ ఎడిటర్లో టైప్ చేసి సేవ్ చేసేసాయి, ప్రోగ్రామ్ రన్ చేయి. సిస్టమ్ ఎడిటర్ కాదు, ఇంకేదో ఉంది కదా. సిస్టమ్ ఎడిటరే. సిస్టమ్ ఎడిటర్ మస్ట్ బి ఓపెనింగ్ నోట్ ప్యాడ్ కదా. అంతే. Run this program and you will see that it is printing all the programs, sorry, all the lines one by one, one after the other. So this is my output if I am providing another .txt as the file name. Okay, if in the same program, if I am supplying input.txt as the file name, it will read the data of input.txt. These three files will be printed. See, these three lines are printed. Same method behaving differently because we are supplying different file names. Say whichever file name you supply, that file name will be read. That's it. Now, tell me if you understood this program. Just tell me if you understood this program. Yes, this particular method, what it is doing, there is a method called parseInt. What parseInt method does, parseInt method takes a string value, and if that string value contains a number, if that string value is a number, then it will convert that number into actual number. Okay, string value number will be within double quotes. Within double quotes, 24 is a string value number. It will be converted into integer value 24. Okay, that is what this line is doing. Can you guess what this whole method is doing? Sum of total text. Lines what? When will this program work? What type of file has to be supplied? What content the file should contain so that this program will work, this method will work? What numbers? Integers. Integers if available in the file line by line, per line one integer value, then this method will work. Okay, so let me briefly provide that particular file name. Let us say I'm creating numbers.txt, and in this numbers I'm giving some let us say these are the values I have given. Per line one number I have provided. Okay, and in my file IO I am providing this particular method. Okay, I am calling this method supplying numbers.txt. Okay, these are the values. Can anyone tell me the sum? Array, give us some. Huh? 1192 or 2261. 2261, I don't think that is possible. 1192. 1092. Okay, you are very bad at mathematics. Let's run it. Addition, you are so bad. Arey yaar. Okay. How many of you understood this method, this particular method, this particular code? Raise your hands if you understood. Because this is just the extension of the previous program. One extra line I have added is this only. Only this line is the extra line. Everything else is same. Of course, some we are calculating, some you already know how to do. I'm not talking about that. Okay. So what we are doing, I'm reading line by line as long as it is not null, and that line value I am converted into integer number, and that number I am calculating the sum. Simple. Then it will not work. That is the point. Okay. If the line contains two numbers separated by any other special character, it will give a number format exception. Okay, it will give a different type. That is why I asked which type of file this program will work with. Okay, so now a text file which is having numbers where every line is having one number, one integer, and it will only work with integers. It will not work with other numbers, other data types also. Okay, this is just one example of how to read numbers from a file. Can you guess what this is doing? For this, I did not particularly mention the comment lines, so I am expecting that you people will work it out. And then it will print word by word in a single line in multiple lines. Okay, it is splitting the words, storing them as array of strings, and word by word it is printing line by line. Okay, so it is again using the read line method. It is reading the whole line at a time and then splitting the words and then printing all the words. If you are providing multiple lines, all the lines words will be printed separately. Okay, now this program can be extended to calculate the number of words in a given file. Okay, you just have to split the words and it will be stored in an array, and once it is in an array you just have to call which method? Not method. If it is an array, how will you calculate the number of items in it? Length, right? You just have to use the length and you know the number of words. And then finally is read CSV, which you cannot understand right now. We will discuss tomorrow. If anyone wants to, you can go through the code. I will share this code with you. If you want, you can go through the code and try to understand. That's it for today's session, as well as for a lot of the core Java. Tomorrow at last we will see this one particular method and then we will start projects. Okay. For tomorrow, be prepared that for 3 hours at least you will be working on projects. Minimum 3 hours. Yes, there is module test. 90 minutes. Coding questions minimum 2.